Right. What do we do when you're working in Revit and you want to take all the model information from another Revit project and make it a part of your living live model? Very, very similar to the bind command or bind X reference command from AutoCAD. There's a way to do it. It's actually fairly easy, um, but you don't get to it through the references dialog. You get to it by picking on the reference. You can see here I've got a project open, and I've got this little bit of a mechanical plant here that belongs in a different model. I want to take all this model-based information and make it a current or a part of the current project that I have open. Well, I can just sit right up here and then click on the bind link options. You can get any attached details, which are handy, obviously. In this case, we don't have any details for that project or for that part of the project that are generated from the model, but I do want to get the levels and the grids. Because this is a parking garage, its level distance is different than what we have over here in the office building. So I want to get the levels, and I also want to get the grids too, because I want those to be live in this current file. So be in a view where the model you want to bind is visible. Click on that model, come up here and say bind link, make these modifications you need to, and click OK.
Yep. If you run into any issues with the stamps or anything,
Consider linking instead. Basically, they're saying, hey, this is a big model. You sure you want to do this? Well, in a perfect world, you would have opened this model and you would have purged out, deleted, unused, absolutely everything. That's a way to sort of get rid of this as best as we can. It's not always an option, though. Sometimes you have to merge together big models. Revit is saying, basically saying here, we've got some duplicate information. I think the default is Revit is going to use the information present in the current model as the definition for the information in the model that you're pasting or linking in, binding. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, so what it's saying is that the link has been changed into a bound insert. It's actually turned into a model group is what it's done. But the link is still active in the file, and Revit is saying, you're not using this link anywhere because you've bound it. Do you want to delete it? Well, yeah, we can go ahead and delete that, remove it as a link. Now when I highlight that same little bit, get in here, there's my model. Now it's showing up as a model group instead of a link, and if we need, and at this point we just click ungroup. Before we do that, since we're dealing with the kind of information to make sure that our grids align up the way that they need to, and it looks like they are. So at this point, we'll just, oh no, not edit the group, cancel. We're going to ungroup it. Okay, now all that information is live in your active model. So this information, instead of being in a reference, is now living in your current model. Now that's model information only. None of your sheets will carry across. None of your detail elements will carry across. If you have a detail sheet, you can use the, where is it? It's on the Insert tab. You can insert views and 2D elements from a file. So you can use that to do, so you can use the insert from file, whether it be 2D elements, drafting views, and even drafting sheets with drafting views on them. Or I believe you can get existing view definitions. You can use this to recreate a lot of your drafting views and hopefully even your floor plan views. If not, you're going to need to recreate your floor plan views, section cuts, elevations, all that information will need to be recreated. But anything generated from the model has already been copied over. So that's taking and binding your references in Revit. Yeah, see you next time.